Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? Today being January 30th, Thursday, January 30th. So day 30 of Vlogmas, Vlogcember, whatever you'd like to call it. Thank you guys for all the well wishes for Abby. We really appreciate it. Please keep them coming. If you have it in you, it's really appreciated. She spends a lot of time anyway. If you haven't gathered by a lot of the clips that I show you guys, and by a lot of the, I know that I tend to, I'm one of the weird dog moms that speak for my dog a lot. So if you haven't gathered by a lot of the speak that I do for her a lot, her favorite pastime to begin with is basically laying around. She'll lay around and she sleeps, and she lays around and kind of people watches. She'll lay around and cuddle. She'll get up to if she hears food rattling, of course, and at dinner time or lunchtime, breakfast time, whatever time you want to call it. She eats twice a day. She'll get up for that, of course, and she's not so much Lindy was kind of like a guard dog. If you came in the house, whether she knew you or not, she was at the door and barking, and then if she knew you, you were off the hook and you were good, you know. But she was still up in there, and whenever Lindy was here, Abby would follow, so she was at the door too. But Abby's by nature is not guard doggy, so we always make the joke that she's actually a terrible guard dog, because we have a blanket over the couch, and she will lay under the blanket and stare at the door until she knows who it is coming through. If she recognizes you, then she'll get up and come to see you and greet you and stuff. And if she doesn't recognize the person, she'll hide. So we're always telling her oh, you're such a terrible guard dog, Abby. What if we were robbing the place, you know? So all that being said, she's been pretty normal as far as laying around. But she's not disoriented, doesn't know who you are, kind of stuff like that or anything. She's normal as far as recognizing us and all that. When David had went to work, while Damon and I were at work, I was worried because it was her first night since the episode that she was alone for a few hours. And I was just worried, worried mom syndrome, I guess. But I opened the door tonight, and she was at the door to greet us and jumping around. She was either very excited or just had to go to the bathroom tonight. So Damon let her out for me while I was setting stuff down from bringing it in the house. And it was all good, it was all good. She went out in the yard and did her business and wandered around the yard for a little while like she usually does. And Damon kind of noticed she didn't really want to be alone, which, I mean, she never really, I wouldn't say wants to be alone, but she's cool. If you go off into another room, she's cool, going to lay down. But when I was in the bathroom tonight, she followed him to his room. She didn't want him to go into his room without her and stuff like that. And she cried. So she didn't want to be alone at all. And then when I actually had videoed her, and I don't think I'll include it just because I had videoed her going oh, I feel much better, guys, because I thought she was legitimately fine at this point. Not to say she's terrible. Don't get too worried. I'm just updating everybody. But I thought she was fine. Oh, it must have been a one-time thing, we were going to make food, and I had videotaped her then, saying to you guys, oh, I feel much better. Thank you for all the, well wishes and stuff. And I appreciate it, or whatever, I said on her behalf, of course, in my Abby voice for her. And we sat down to eat and she sat down beside us and like everything. That's normal because she's always hoping someone will, I don't know, drop something or hand her something or, you know. And afterwards, she came and went into the living room, and I thought she was going to lay on the couch because that's her usual spot. She likes to hang out is on the couch, and she'll usually get under the blanket, which actually is where she's at right now. I was gonna make a little clip of her like laying down, but she's under the blankets completely on the couch. And I noticed she wasn't on the couch. She was in the living room is where I have like a wall shelf with yarn. And I have an exercise bike in there. And at the moment, the exercise bike is kind of pushed up near the yarn just to make some room and stuff for like where the Christmas things were going and everything. And she was laying in between the yarn and the bike. And I was like, that's weird. There's usually not enough room. Like, how did she get in there? So I went and looked. I was like, what are you doing in there? And she got up and came over to see me right away. So, okay, she's not doing anything. Well, I happened to look again. And at some point, I called David to ask him what was going on. Like, had she done this before he left? He said no. At some point, she had gotten in there, and her little body had managed to move the whole bike, and it's a pretty heavy exercise bike, mind you. And not that she's a tiny dog. I mean, you've seen her mostly, like you've seen her in my Vlogmases and stuff. She's not little, but she isn't big and hefty like Winston was. Like in Winston's prime, he was over 100 pounds. I'm not sure what Abby is, but she's much smaller than Winston was. And there was a damp spot on the carpet by the bike. And I think she might have had another seizure while we were gone. Or gotten sick and done the dog thing and cleaned it up. It's just a damp spot now. There's nothing there otherwise. You know, because obviously I tried to clean it up, but there's nothing. It's just a damp spot. I mean, I think I kind of hope she got sick instead of had the seizure. I would think that would be better. Because the seizure really worries me. But I can hear her from here right now, though. I'm almost certain my mic won't pick it up because the door is closed. But I was just going to say, last night, she fell asleep on the couch after the whole ordeal. And after I talked to you guys. And she was snoring so loud. She was snoring so loud. I thought it was Damon in the next room instead, like just the way she was this way and Damon was that way, and the way the sound, I thought it was Damon snoring and it was Abby, and she's out here now, and I can hear her snoring really loud. So I mean, she's definitely resting. So that's good that she's resting, and I don't have proof that it was another seizure. I don't know. And I wasn't home. I was at work when she had the first one, or the only one. Hopefully the only one. But yesterday's seizure, I should say. So it's possible. It's possible that that's where she had the other one, and the carpet was just still damp from David cleaning up anything that happened when that went on. So, because he's at work right now, so. But my little Abby girl is not at her best at the moment. Yeah, he tried calling the vet today, and the vet, nobody answered. Oh, is that the story I told yesterday or today? Today he worked. I guess I haven't got to talk to him today, but I'm assuming the vet did not answer today either. Yeah, yesterday is when he tried to call them, and then he worked today. So he might be trying to call them in the morning when he gets off of work. It's so difficult when you have like overnight schedule and trying to figure out stuff, and the vets are only open at certain times, of course, like they're not overnight or anything. Our only overnight thing is like an emergency vet that's like 50 minutes away. And I mean, they're only like emergencies. Like we couldn't call them and tell them, you know, like our dog had a seizure like 2 days ago, you know. We just have to talk to our vet. So I think he was, I'm guessing if he didn't talk to the vet today, either they didn't answer to again, or maybe he was waiting to see if anything else happened. Because honestly, we thought when she was okay last night that maybe it was a one-time thing, or maybe she had just had an allergic reaction to something. But, and maybe it was just a one-time thing still. I don't know that she had a seizure, and she's acting fine tonight otherwise. So like I said, she was just wandering around with us, like, not really wanting to be alone. But like me and Damon both thought that even having the seizure previously, the one, she may still be not wanting to really be alone, and that's understandable. So I guess we'll just have to see, you know. I stayed up with her last night until 7 or 8 this morning, and then I did finally go to bed. And like she'd been long out. She was snoring away, so I just figured she was okay. And I waited until pretty late. It's like almost 4 now instead of my usual like 1 or 2. But she is definitely snoozing out there now. So, not much else has gone on. I had to go to work today, and I work, well, you guys are going to be seeing this today. I work again, and tomorrow then would be New Year's Eve, and I work tomorrow also. And my plans are to we close early again for that, and my plans are just, David has to work, so I'm gonna ring in the new year with Abby and with Damon, and I have the next day off, so relax, crochet, put the final touches on a little something that I am working on, a little collaboration with a friend that you guys will see soon, because I haven't really had a lot of time to think about it. Just between working and Abby, and laziness on my part, I guess, too. But I don't mean for that to happen. Just after that happened with her, I'm way emotional about my dogs, man. Well, I only have one dog now, but way emotional about it. Like, that's all I thought about today at work was, you know, I hope Abby's okay. I hope Abby's okay. So, anyway, I really appreciate you guys. There was so many comments, so many nice comments, and, like, not really suggestions, but just like when you guys let me know stuff that had happened with dogs that you had and stuff. It definitely made me feel like things will be okay. And I hope that things will be okay. And I appreciate that a lot. So it's very sweet of everybody. And yeah. So I think we definitely have more time with Miss Abby. We just have to make sure she's resting and feeling good, and, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, so I did while I was, excuse me, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. While I was hanging out and all that, I finished my hat. This is, I wrote it down because I knew I would forget. This is the Emery Cluster Stitch Beanie by Ruby Webbs. It's a paid for pattern, which is still, as of today, on sale on Etsy. I think it is normally double the price. It's like 50% off. And right now I paid $2.99 for it. You do get 2 patterns with it. You get the double brim beanie pattern and the brimless beanie pattern. This is the double brim because like this is its full brim right here, and then you fold it. Now I did get out the very green pom-pom that I said I had. I have like 3 or 4 of them that I had got from Family Dollar. I'm pointing like you guys know the Family Dollar right there. But I'm telling, like, it's not gonna work. I'm pretty positive. I'll show you guys. Like, I didn't even take it off of its little card because it's not gonna work. But here's the pom-pom with it. I mean, it would be a show piece, like not show piece, but like it would, you know, it would set it off, but it is not the same green or even remotely the same green as I thought this was right here. So it's not gonna work. What do you guys think? Could I get away with it? Oh, I know I couldn't. It's fine. It's definitely not the same green. But I'll have to find a yarn because I have, like I said, I had 4 of these. So I'll have to find something that works with this very green pom. Because they're nice poms. Like they have the black stretchy thing back here. Stretchy thing. I'm very my terminology is very on point tonight. But but yeah, so I have 4 of those babies that I could use on something, but I just don't think this is it. I may have to get another pom-pom. Now, one thing I will say too, if you do have this pattern or decide to try it, this up here is all single crochets and they're, you know, decrease rounds. And when you get to one of, like, the last decrease round is still like, I don't even remember. I think it's 10 stitches total. Like it was 10 stitches and it's 5 crochet 2 togethers, you know, to decrease 5. So you end up, is it? Or you decrease to 10, as maybe that's what it is. And so I just did 1 more row, whatever it was. I decreased it maybe then to 5, and I single crocheted together all the way around again because there was an even number at the time. I believe I did it to 5, and it just makes this kind of, I want to say webbing, but it's not really a webbing, but it was already starting to kind of make that. And the final row just adds to that I made, and it closed it up nicer. So like when you were stitching the last little bit of the hole together, because it made quite a big hole without, you know, the round, without that round closing it up is what I'm trying to spit out. So if I were to make a suggestion to you, I would say just follow the pattern in for yourself and do 1 more row. But this is the medium. It comes in, like I said, like 5 sizes. And this is the medium adult brim. If I can get it adjusted properly. And I had accidentally made the large adult side, like I added an extra set of stitches right there, like a dummy head. And then honestly, I once you add those, then you just crochet up a certain amount. And I kind of feel like I could have went one more, like it fits my head. I'm just used to having, like this fits it tightly or like snugly, like the proper amount of fitting for a fitted hat. And I'm used to having like a big loose hat, mostly because my head's so small that all the regular size hats are big on me. You know what I mean? So I'm not used to having something small, like fitted to my head. But I mean, I think it looks okay. What do you guys think? Do you like it? And then another thing is too, of course, she's all talking about gauge in her patterns because her pattern's very well written. And I didn't check for gauge. I never do that. I'm not fancy like that. I should be, but I'm not. So like, I crochet tightly too. So like where this was supposed to be the size of the medium adult here and the large adult here, it's very possible that I basically crocheted it tight enough to already be the small adult size. So maybe that's why it fits so nice and like fitted and snug and everything. And even though it does fit, honestly, I kind of wish I had went a size kind of bigger, like either a bigger hook size, or I use the hook size in the pattern, which they want you to do like an H hook here and an I hook here. And again, with the whole gauge thing, she says use an H hook and then an I hook or whatever gets you gauge. So like I probably could have went up a hook size. Like I probably could have used a bigger hook, maybe even here. I don't know. I might play around with it and make another one. But I do like this, and I do think I would like to get like a big, maybe a big brown pom-pom or something, or a big yellow one. Unless I found a green like this color, maybe, like a sage green. But I really like the colors. I thought it looked really, really pretty. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you like the way it came out? I think a lot of the pattern hats in the pattern, well, the pattern had a solid white hat in it. A lot of the Etsy reviews that had pictures had solid color hats. So like I think a solid color hat does look a lot different than the coloring that I did. And I think it would look a lot different if you use something with like long stripe changes also. Like I was saying, the like the red heart stripe or whatever would probably look a lot different, and it would look really good and stuff. But I like this too. I like it a lot. So I don't know, I was pretty happy with it. Still wishing that, I wish that would work. I've never even really wanted a pom-pom hat that bad, but I think it's cute. I don't know. I just didn't, it's not the right green as much as I want it to be. Anywho. But yeah, I mean, really that's all I got, to be honest with you. Just wanted to update you guys on Miss Abby and show you my hat and let you know that I do have the collaboration that I believe, when we're both actually awake tomorrow again, we will iron out for sure, but I believe it's going to start January 1st. And then I should have, when I talked about it before, when I said my crochet along, I should have specifically said make along, because it's going to be more like my Stranger Things make along was. It's not going to be a specific pattern. It's going to be just you guys and me making things and entering them to a theme. Like what it was with the Stranger Things. I'll tell you more about it probably this weekend. But I still think I'm going to do it. But yeah, it won't be like, I'm not making a pattern for it to do a crochet along. It's going to be a make along. And that is the one where I said, if you have some project in mind, you might want to have some green and black yarn handy. But yeah, at least one of you guys guessed it. I don't even know what that was. I was going for a wink, but it was really like slow motion and weird, like I don't know. Anyway. But I think that's all I have for you guys. And yeah, so I am gonna let you go. And I'm gonna make sure Abby is still sleeping soundly and maybe write a little bit before I head to bed myself because I'm awfully tired. But all right, I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. Thank you again, and I will see you and talk to you soon. Bye, guys.